Catherine Greenhill, a librarian at Murdoch University Library in Perth, Western Australia. My avatar's name is Emerald Dumont, and the university has 3 avatars called Ord Canning, Swan Canning and Blackwood Canning. In March, the library purchased a plot of land on Cybrary City II, which is part of a 20-island archipelago administered by the Alliance Library System from Illinois. This means that the library's plot is next to other libraries rather than in commercial areas, and there's a lot of librarians there who can support each other. We've done this to give our university familiarity with what is essentially another information resource. Many of our clients are familiar with a gaming interface, and their younger brothers and sisters who are going to come to university very soon are much more familiar. The idea was to provide a destination and a place for experimenting within Second Life for our university community. We read the Horizon Report 2007 that identified virtual worlds as one of the 6 major trends in emerging technology, and we thought that the library had a role in educating and providing a resource for our university. Our activities to introduce our university community to Second Life have involved 2 talks. One by me in February called Flying Librarians of Oz, looking at what librarians were doing within Second Life, attended by the whole community. And another in May this year, in collaboration with our Teaching and Learning Centre, when Lindy McEwen, also known as Decamar, came and talked to us about action learning in Second Life and gave an outline of what she's been doing for her PhD on terra incognita. Both were rather well attended. After the initial talks, we've been running 2 months' worth of workshops. We've had 2 workshops running, one creating your avatar and one doing more with your avatar. We sent out a mail bomb, and within the first day half the classes had been filled, and within a week they were full. We offer 10 places per workshop, and we repeat each workshop 4 times over the 2 months. There has been a lot of interest from people in the university. There have been people in the university that were concerned that this wasn't work, and that by letting people into Second Life via library equipment, we wouldn't be able to then control their behaviour within there. At the start of the workshops, we have some disclaimers that we tell people what we're not doing, like the internet in general. Second Life has educational sites, it's got porn, it's got gambling, it's got people out to make a fast buck. That's not work, don't do that. We're not advising you to spend work time doing stuff in Second Life that isn't work. We're not advising you to spend time in Second Life doing Second Life work to the exclusion of your other work. But work-related activity within Second Life is learning a new literacy and trying out new ways of technology. So this means that these type of things are work-related. Learning to get around in Second Life, flying, walking, teleporting, learning to do things with objects, taking, giving, selling, creating, interacting with other people, IMing, chatting, looking at profiles, doing things with your avatar, changing appearance, editing, animating, and exploring Second Life, attending events and exploring locations. I see Second Life very much as an experimental interface which is probably prototyping what the web may well evolve into, and I think it's important that our staff understand the literacy of that environment. At the moment, the issues for me are that the interface is really rather clunky, that you need a high-end PC and rather good broadband in order to access it. So I don't really see it as an equitable service point for the libraries to offer services. We're about showing people how to use it, not about offering our services with that as an interface. There's also the issue of how often Linden Labs issues a mandatory upgrade. We have booked 1 hour of our IT staff before I do any workshops so that they can upgrade the PCs if there's been a mandatory upgrade pushed out. In the workshops, the first one that I ran was probably the worst training experience of my life. I let people find their own way and go at the level of their skills. So everybody got out of control. They were all out of sync. There were about 5 different problems that needed firefighting immediately, and I wouldn't recommend doing that way again. I've discovered that you need to keep people really tightly together, and if you've got steps that people need to work through, work the group through all together. 10 is about the right number. With the second workshop, what I've done is I've set up a treasure hunt on the Murdoch Library land where people get a note card or use a paper handout I hand out in the workshops, or use an online wiki, and they're just required to fulfill a few tasks like landing in the centre of a rug, or finding a friend and teleporting them somewhere, chatting to them, IMing. I've got a starter pack of really useful items, objects and landmarks in the middle of the land, so people click on that and grab that for their inventory. And one of our students made a really nice t-shirt. So one of the tasks is to walk up an installation that I've got called the Steps to Research and grab a t-shirt and learn how to put that on. I've also reconstructed one of our web pages which tells students the steps to evaluating, collecting, citing, research into a 3D installation. I've just got some little balls that float. You click on it, it explains each step, and then it gives you some links to the library's databases, the library's catalogue, other useful resources. And that's on some physical steps, so the avatar has to walk up the steps in order to use and access it. It's just there as an example of how you can translate flat web pages into something within Second Life. As a result of the workshops, we've set up a Second Life interest group which meets for the first time next week. Basically, as the library, we offer the site for people to go to. We have Second Life loaded in one of our closed PC labs. We also are happy to offer training in using Second Life, but we don't want to manage the land in the same way as we don't tell you what to do with our library books once you've borrowed them from our library. That's going to be for members of the university community to decide about. Our Teaching and Learning Centre have shown interest in it. The Guild of Students has shown interest in it. People studying psychology, looking at motivation, have been interested in it. And the possibility of using Second Life interface to provide access to people with disabilities has been discussed. So there's interest there. It's a fledgling project at the moment, just aimed at giving people a taste of what Second Life can do. And it looks like it's going to be a lot of fun, and it's really interesting. My name's Catherine Greenhill. If you want to contact me or my avatar, Emerald Dumont, feel free. I can be reached on k.greenhill@murdoch.edu.au. This was made on Wednesday, the 6th of June 2007. The music I've used is by Volsaw. It's called Back to Volsaw, and I downloaded it from jamando.com.